Fox News, where a makeshift memorial grows for Sarah Milgram and Yaron Lashinsky, the couple who worked at the Israeli embassy, shot dead Wednesday night.
She got this dream job at the Israeli embassy, working in the civil society department, really trying to build a better world with love.
National Council of Jewish Women CEO Sheila Katz. The accused gunman who chanted Free Palestine when arrested is charged with murder. More charges could be coming.
We're going to continue to investigate this as a hate crime and a crime of terrorism.
Acting U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro. A crackdown on Harvard University intensifies. The Trump administration is blocking Harvard now from enrolling international students. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem tells Fox.
They have promoted and allowed violent activity on campus. They have allowed anti-Semitism, participation with CCP and Chinese infiltration.
Harvard calls the new order unlawful after suing the administration to lift an earlier block on federal grants to the university. Exactly 1 week after a jailbreak in Louisiana.
5 dangerous fugitives remain on the run.
Fox's Nate Foy in New Orleans also reports a 4th person's been arrested.
Connie Whedon, she's accused of contacting fugitive Jermaine Donald, who's accused of murder, before and after the escape. Authorities say that she also sent him cash on a phone app. She's now the 3rd woman arrested after the escape. A source tells Fox the other 2 are girlfriends of 2 of the fugitives.
A jail worker is also charged with helping the 10 inmates break out last week. 5 have been captured. President Trump's busy posting on Truth Social this morning, first announcing a new prisoner swap between Russia and Ukraine as he pushes for a ceasefire to stop their war, and then came tariff threats. The president wrote he recommends a 50% tariff on European Union imports starting June 1st, which sent stock market futures tumbling. And then the president also took aim at Apple, writing he expects iPhones sold in the U.S. to be manufactured here, and if not, Apple must pay a tariff of at least 25%. America's listening to Fox News.
Not everyone who handles your personal information is as careful as you are, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the United States. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock will monitor hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. And if your identity's stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com. LifeLock. For the threats you can't control, terms apply.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in focus and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
2815 Old Jacksonville, Springfield. CordellCordell.com.
We mentioned the Trump tariff posts on Truth Social a short time ago. Well, the stock market reaction, Dow futures down about 500 points. President Trump's also under scrutiny about cryptocurrency, which had surged in prices lately. Bitcoin hit a record high the other day at $111,000, but it's down 2% now. Last night, the president had a crypto industry dinner.
President Trump dined with more than 200 of the largest investors of the Trump meme coin Thursday night. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the dinner was at the president's golf club in Virginia, was not a government event, and says there are no conflicts of interest.
All of the president's assets are in a blind trust, which is managed by his children.
But critics say the invitation for the top investors of the digital currency could be seen as a way to pay for access to the president. A full list of dinner attendees has not been disclosed. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
From new digital coins to old disappearing ones.
The U.S. Mint has made its final order for pennies and plans to stop producing the coin when those run out. The Treasury Department will stop putting new pennies in circulation as early as next year, ending a 230-year run for the copper-colored piece. By stopping production, there will be an immediate annual savings of $56 million in reduced material costs. Earlier this year, President Trump announced that he had ordered his administration to cease production of the 1-cent coin. Americans will still be able to use pennies in cash transactions after production stops. However, businesses will have to adjust pricing. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
In the NBA playoffs, the Thunder roll.
Gilgeous-Alexander sneaks inside.
Oklahoma City beat Minnesota 118-103 on ESPN, led by newly voted NBA MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's 38 points. The Thunder have won the first 2 games of the Western Conference Finals. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, a bill that would require seatbelts for all new Illinois school buses heading to the governor's desk. State House and Senate passed legislation that would require any school bus manufactured in the state to have 3-point seatbelts beginning in 2031. Supporters of the bill believe it'll improve student safety. Purple Heart Medal back with the family of a late World War II Army vet from Lansing, Illinois. Illinois' treasurer returned the medal to the grandson of Army Corporal Henry Vander Noord in Atlanta, Georgia. He earned the Purple Heart for wounds he suffered during the fight to liberate the Philippines in May of 1945. Illinois football public season tickets are sold out for the first time in at least 20 years. Illinois has sold over 34,000 public season tickets. The Fighting Illini's final season ticket total for kickoff against Western Illinois August 29th is expected to exceed 43,000. Have a safe Memorial Day. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Okay, so we need seatbelts for kids on buses?
Right.
That's in Illinois?
I think that's what Jim was saying.
Okay, so we're going to get somebody on the bus to enforce it? Timmy doesn't have his belt on.
Right. And it used to be we could ride 3 at a time.
Hopefully they remember.
No, you have to have a flight attendant.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, really? Like a chaperone on the bus.
I'm very, very confused. I mean, good intention, but application with people pointing fingers at the 7-year-old that refuses.
Yeah. Has a meltdown. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad I'm not a school bus driver. God bless you guys, people, for doing that. That'd be tough. Hey, good morning. It's Friday, May 23, Memorial Day weekend.
That's right.
We honor our veterans and those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. All kinds of ceremonies this weekend to remember.
Yes, first and foremost before you do the cookout and the barbecue.
Yep. We would not be where we are today without the soldier. I think it's always been about protecting. Why do we need to do that? People take your stuff. That's why.
Yeah.
For the opportunity to do your cookout.
That's right.
Or allow you not to do your cookouts.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
And this is meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you this morning by the Urbana Park District.
A pool is due to open. Decatur actually bumped theirs in Splash Cove to next weekend. Because next weekend we'll be in the 80s.
Yeah, but who cares?
A little chilly for us, Greg.
Let the kids shiver.
Wow, I'm working on it, Diane.
Hey, if the kids want to go shiver and wrap up in their blanket,
right,
I'd let them go. There'll be kids swimming.
Oh, yeah. To me, it's kind of a soft opening. The lifeguards, everybody gets the hang of how this goes. But Urbana Park District's Family Aquatic Center, Crystal Lake Park, man, it is so nice. UrbanaParks.org.
All right, meteorologist Greg Solier. Nice, cool weekend for Memorial Day, huh?
Yeah. Mom, Dad, I'm not cold. I'm not cold at all.
That's right.
My lips are blue.
And the chin shivering, shattering teeth.
Yeah.
And, it would, I'm accustomed to these. I'm better in the Midwest, are you? It's either 90 degrees and a beautiful sunburn type day, or you get what we get, but a little better offering around here with a slightly west and south jog in the next to Plain States weather system. There are flood watches. If you're going to head down to the Ozarks, they've had a bucket and a half of rain, literally, this month of May. So issues down there and parts of the southern Corn Belt as well. Probably going to look at some additional standing water related issues. But Diane brings up a good point. Yes, the longer range, at least the medium range into the middle and late parts of next week. 80 might be pushing it, but temps well into the 70s. The sun will be out. Then, probably sometime by early in the following week, 80 plus. And there's a pattern shift. We are beginning to see that drier, warmer, hot ridge establish itself in from the northern plains and upper Midwest beginning next week as well. Not here, but up northwest, and things will be kind of auguring our way with time for the month of June in that general drier and warmer direction. Outside the door this morning, nippy at 48 degrees. We'll struggle to 68. We should be 75 this time of the year, but a fair amount of sun. Could be a little instability sprinkle this afternoon along and east of I-65. Fair tonight down to 45, partly cloudy, 70 tomorrow. Next weather system will bring more clouds in than sun for the weekend. Sunday, Monday, the holiday. There may be a shower or two around. I think this stuff is going to remain west and south both here and at the Brickyard, so a little more optimistic go of it around here. Sunday high 66, up near 70 Monday, upper 60s, and a sprinkle or shower chance on Tuesday. Then nothing next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, following weekend. High temperatures the second half next week, climbing into the 70s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Well, 350,000 people expected at the Brickyard.
That's right.
I
It's
have
the
never
first sellout since 2016.
I've never been to the Indianapolis 500.
I haven't either.
I'm not sure
I've been on the track. My husband was part of an antique car day where we had our 1954 Ford go around the lap at Indy 500 with a lot of other antique cars, which was awesome. And then we also had Mike with Lance Armstrong ride his bike around the track in another setting before all the scandal with Lance Armstrong.
Well, maybe he couldn't get around without the drugs, so there you go.
I mean, he was battling cancer and all that.
Well,
that
he took steroids.
Back in the
though,
Lance
right?
Strong days.
Wasn't he on the juice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we found that.
Well, anyway, if you drive around, 3 laps at Indy, you'd be in Tolono, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like 7
There's
miles.
a lot of neat storylines, too. For instance, NASCAR star Kyle Larson is going to go for the double, running 1,100 miles in a race car. It'll be the Indy 500 and the Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte on the same day. I guess Tony Stewart did it back in 2001.
Why we don't let truckers do it? Why would we let Indy 500 drivers do it? 1,100 miles is too much.
You do seem like you'd be a little stressed.
No,
after
I
the
totally,
Indy 500,
if you're
let
gonna
alone 2 races.
If you're gonna do 2 of those, you need to. What's the second one? So Indianapolis, then where?
The Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte.
All right, so when you get to Charlotte, there's a rest area, and you're required to stop for an hour and a half.
Yes.
Then everybody be on the
have
page.
your bologna sandwich.
And just sleep.
And maybe your pint of milk that you wanted Indy 500.
I think 1,100 miles is a little. Of course, then again, they're going kind of fast.
So if you won the Indy 500, wouldn't you have some requirements with the press and stuff? You couldn't run off to the Coca-Cola 600 if Kyle Larson were to win.
Well, first of all, they got a jet. So
okay.
It's like an hour.
But I mean, okay. It'll work out. And I'm not sure
he's not driving his car to Charlotte, I don't think. So he would
add another 800 miles.
He could meet with the press for an hour and then be in Charlotte in another hour.
There you go.
And then presumably sleep or not.
I mean, not.
Okay, so how long?
Red Bull and
what's
say,
what's
let's
it
go.
take? What's it take to do the Indy? How long does it take to go 500 miles at 150 miles an hour average?
I'm not even
190
sure
miles.
what
It's 2.5 hours, right?
Yeah.
So you're driving intense, sweating like heck, shaking steering wheel, all that stuff that you got to do, and then you drive and do it again. So I guess time-wise, you better be in shape because you have to be a super athlete to drive. I mean, it's unbelievable. The shaking, the shimmering, and the stress of having a guy going 190 around you an inch away.
Man, that would be fun.
I mean, you better know what you're doing. That's why they have...
It's more than just turn left or whatever.
No, it's definitely... But you don't even have to use your blinker because that's the only place you can go.
It'd be fun to go to the Farmer City Raceway tonight and see some dirt track racing. I know that Joseph or whatever, Newgarden is the 3rd consecutive victory is what he's going for in the Indy 500. So that's another storyline in the 109th greatest spectacle in racing. And again, over 350,000 fans do there on Sunday.
And how many porta potties are necessary for 350,000 people?
That is a lot.
Man. Watts Copy Systems, they offer cost-efficient solutions for busy offices. If you want a free evaluation, call them at 217-352-0428. Cubs and Cardinals both off yesterday. Sports headlines at 7:14.
It's Margaritaville night tonight. The Boat Drunks, a local favorite, see you in the Caribbean event, raising money for Developmental Services Center year after year with thousands of fans attending this. It's always been quite a party. They're going to be entertainment. I'm not sure how that looks, whether Boat Drunks will perform there in Ballpark Village or whether it's after the win over Arizona.
I think you have to go. I guess
I know there's
not going to be a lot of people in there.
You don't think?
Well, Cardinals are playing good baseball, but it's going to be the some of the stands earlier, since they've won a lot in the last 3 weeks, maybe there'll be a good crowd in St. Louis tonight. But there's chances are with that stadium there'll be a lot of empties. It doesn't look as good. I guess they don't care because it's just a post.
Right.
Anyway, I think it'd be better to have overflowing people in Cardinal Village. I think that'd be more fun. But maybe they don't have enough space in Cardinal Village either. So.
In any case,
you have to buy a pass or you get
right.
It must be in the stadium. All right, cool.
That's right.
Yep.
And you can learn more, obviously, at Cardinals.com. But let's go more details on this event.
The Redbird Recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
After losing 2 of 3 to Detroit, the Cardinals got the day off yesterday, and they get back at this evening as they are going to open up a 3-game series against the Diamondbacks. On the mound tonight for the Cardinals, it'll be Miles Michaelis. He enters with a 3-2 record and a 3.77 ERA. The Cardinals have won Michaelis's past 4 starts. He's earned the victory in 3 of them. Career against the Diamondbacks 2-2 with a 3.26 ERA. Former Cardinals farmhand Zach Gallen is going to make the start tonight for Arizona. He is 3-5 with a 5.14 ERA. This is going to be his 4th career start against his former organization. His numbers against the Cardinals, 1-1 with a 3.12 ERA. Tonight's first pitch at Busch Stadium scheduled for 7:15. That means our coverage gets underway at 6:20. For the St. Louis Cardinals Radio Network, I'm Matt Pauley.
Is your home showing symptoms of foundation issues? Your home's wet basement, dingy crawl space, musty smells, cracked walls, or unlevel concrete shouldn't be ignored. Helitech can help. Life happens in your home. You and your family deserve the best. Helitech offers proven solutions in waterproofing, drainage, concrete leveling, and foundation repair services. Contact us for a free inspection at helitechonline.com.
When the water's high, we'll keep your basement dry. Heal your home with Helitech.
So the giveaway is a Cardinals large brim straw hat from Budweiser tonight. It's the Mason Wynn bobblehead. Coca-Cola and Walmart sponsoring that tomorrow. And the kids' replica Mason Wynn City Connect jersey on Sunday. So it might be kind of fun to go down to St. Louis and get some of this free stuff.
They have free stuff, and they spend money on that.
That's right. Yeah. The Cubs are at Cincinnati to face the Reds. Looks like Hunter Green. Are you familiar with his pitching technique?
He's a good young man. Met him early in the season, and just really, really down to earth. And he's a terrific pitcher. He's one of the best pitchers in the National League. But coming off injury, we'll see how he looks tonight. But I've seen games where he is virtually unhittable.
It's a 5:40 start.
Best guy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Over on US 105.9, you'll hear that action. The Chicago Cubs are using Matthew Boyd. Texas is at Chicago White Sox, and Sean Burke will take the mound. 6:40 start, in case you're into that. We have the new Indiana Pacers and New York Knicks for the playoff game tonight. Game 3 Sunday in Indiana with the Indy 500.
Wow.
So
you're doing the 500 and you have the Pacers?
And the Pacers in playoff.
And you have 350,000 trying to get in at the Cheesecake Factory or whatever's down there. Man.
I do love that Cheesecake Factory.
Boy.
Yesterday in the playoffs, Oklahoma City up 2-0 with their 118-103 win over Minnesota. Illinois golf in action in Carlsbad, California for that NCAA championship with 30 teams. They're at a number 11 seed.
Okay, and you just got to get the top 10, and then you get into match play. We won that last year, the stroke play, but didn't win a national title. They're tough to win. Weather brought to you by Busey for over 155 years. Member FDIC. Here's meteorologist Greg Solier with a look at that weekend again. Take 2. Here's meteorologist Greg Solier with a look at our weekend.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign and vicinity, and better weather news with that Plains States Corn Belt weather system organizing to the west, taking a little more of a southerly route, and hence most of the organized rainfall as well, but still some big rainfall numbers expected closer to I-70 on southward as it applies to the southern and southwestern Corn Belt. Today, though, rain-free, partly cloudy skies, some patchy fog early on, more sun than we've seen in a while, maybe a sprinkle east of I-65 up to about 68 this afternoon, light northwest to west wind, fair to partly cloudy tonight down to 45. For the day tomorrow, partly sunny, the high around 70 with a northeast to east breeze. Clouds increase tomorrow night, lows down to 48, and mostly cloudy on Sunday, variably cloudy on Monday. A shower or 2 in spots both morning and afternoon. Far from complete coverage now here. Better south and southwest of Champaign. 66 on Sunday, up near 70 on Monday. Sprinkle Tuesday, 68, and dry weather. The beginning of a pattern shift around here Wednesday to Friday next week with highs in the low to mid 70s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm just Greg Solier.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance. A new front door can instantly upgrade the look of your home and make it more energy efficient. The Kramer Siding and Window team can also install French doors to your deck or patio, welcoming the outside in, or storm doors for an extra layer of protection against the elements. The estimate is free, financing is available, and the business is local. Schedule your beautiful new door today and save 25%. Call us, click on KramerSiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
This year, in an interview with Barron's, Collins says her latest outlook includes higher inflation and slower growth, in part due to tariffs. As recently as March, the Fed indicated there would be 2 interest rate cuts this year. A survey from big bank HSBC says 2/3 of corporations at question are already seeing higher costs because of the uncertainty around tariffs and trade. More than 3/4 of those surveyed are rethinking their long-term business models. The survey covered 5,700 firms in 13 markets. Hinge Health rose more than 17% yesterday in its stock launch on the New York Stock Exchange. The company uses technology to improve care for joint and muscle health. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
I'm Janice Dean, Fox News senior meteorologist and host of the Janice Dean podcast. Join me every Sunday as I focus on stories of hope and people who are truly rays of sunshine in their community and across the world. Be sure to subscribe to the Janice Dean podcast at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And don't forget to spread the sunshine.
America's listening to Fox News.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
At Christie Clinic, our commitment is for the care of our community. That commitment includes keeping care local, where our patients, their families, our clinics, and their hospital of choice are located. Our providers live and work here. It's their passion to care for their families and neighbors. Thank you for choosing Christie Clinic, your hometown provider. When you do, you support the health and well-being of your community.
Make an appointment today at ChristieClinic.com and click on online scheduling. Take care of yourself and put your health first.
Time is running out to get your tickets to the Action Auction, supporting literacy in our community with books from Breck, as we honor Josh and Hope Whitman at the Champaign Rotaries event coming May 30th at the iHotel. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Amazing trip experiences and unique opportunities for the Illini fan to bid on. Go to our website now and find out more details at champaignrotary.info.
It's better over here. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Hey, thanks, Stevie. I just love Sting.
Oh, that's who this is?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And the Police.
Yeah.
Probably seen him a dozen times or so.
Oh, my gosh. How many concerts have you been to?
I mean, it's been a few hundred, if not into the thousands at least.
1,000? 1,000 concerts?
I would think so, because it's a lot of free stuff over the years. I started in radio in '89. I've done so many meet and greets with winners backstage. It's one of my favorite parts of the job is the promotion side of it and working the mic and doing events. So Obviously.
Oh, maybe. That's unbelievable.
But I've never gotten a gig where I've done a meet and greet with Sting. Darn it.
I don't think he does those, does he? I don't know if he ever did.
You're right.
Is he in good health?
I think so.
All right,
73,
8:25,
I'd
little
say.
bumper music here this morning. All right, we got Brother Johnny coming up. He's in Colorado today. We'll call him. Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, calls Donald Trump a monster. So we'll see what that's about. But I just never thought in my life I'd ever say, gosh, Lori Lightfoot was so good. But Brandon Johnson is worse. I don't know how to even explain how left he is and how he looks at you with disdain. It is because you're stupid and I know what's best for you. Mm-hmm. It is something, the presence he has in Chicago, and there's a lot of people in the African-American community that do not like him. Very upset. So I'll cover that. I'll do a little of that coming up. The Illinois football season tickets sold out for the first time in 20 years. So what was 20 years ago? Ron Zook, 2008, we went to the Rose Bowl. So it was the building of the Ron Zook era, I guess. We were sold out for a season there. Mike White back in the early 80s. They had, how many years in a row did we sell out?
Right.
They dumped tickets, I think, in the market sometimes to make that happen. But also tickets weren't what they cost now.
So it says in my online search, first time since 2016, Memorial Stadium has been sold out.
What was 2016? I don't even remember. How were we so? I can't remember a bowl game. That's Tim Beckman.
Oh, I think you're right.
I don't know. I can't remember all that anymore. Used to kind of know all the Super Bowl winners till they got up into the 60s, wherever they are now. Anyway, back when there were like 12 Super Bowls, I knew all the winners. Yeah.
Right.
It's just gotten big, and it's...
we were playing Kansas for that game.
What game?
The sellout game in 2016. Would that have been a factor with the Jayhawks?
No, I'm talking about season ticket sellout.
Mm-hmm. Oh, season ticket. This was just a game.
Just a game, yeah. I don't know who Kansas had. I can't remember. And that was football, not basketball.
Right.
Okay, I don't know. Anyway, so it's great. It's great to have a success. We got a Friday night kickoff for the start of the season because we're, I guess, the only game on TV that night. And this Razier guy from Morgan Park, I read a little on that. He's a terrific wide receiver and defensive back, and apparently plays basketball as well. You can't name too many wide receiver freshmen that have had impact. You know, they get in a couple plays, that kind of thing. Maybe this guy will come in and have impact. I don't know.
Okay.
So he's a four-star guy. That's the kind of players Ohio State gets routinely. So if you start getting kids like that from Chicago to come to Illinois, it's your state school. It's a 2-hour drive. Your family comes. You get all the tickets. You got NIL. So you got money to give. And I'm not sure. I think he was high. I think he's the 85th kid in the nation as far as somebody you want. And number 2 in Illinois. So that is a very good recruit that Brett Bielema landed in this wide receiver, Morgan Park. And the coach up there was an Illini alum, played for Ron Zook 2006 to 2007. Chris James, he said, I don't help Illinois, I help the kids. So I don't show a lot of emotion when they pick Illinois, but obviously he was pleased. So anyway, there's that. All right, going to break for the news. It's Friday. It is May 23. It's Memorial Day. Nasir Rankin.
Yes.
Number 2 player in the state. Mm-hmm. So that was a very good recruit. And he'll be here how long? 4 months?
And it could be a double. I
don't see
today's. You keep saying that, but it could.
Well, can you name somebody?
No.
There's nobody doing that. So listen, they'll figure it out, but I just think the physicality and the demands on the player today is different than it was when the kids did that.
Agreed. But here it is, 2-sport athlete.
That's high school?
Uh-huh.
It's different here?
I know.
It's not, what they say in Cheaper by the Dozen? This isn't the minor league, Skippy. put him at defensive back. He's not going to be a quarterback.
Okay.
It's just not happening. There's no way you can do that, particularly with the fall schedule football and basketball. You could join him in January.
That's right.
But is he going to play much?
Maybe they'll make it happen. Just for
I
the
don't,
uniqueness of it all.
If I'm Coach Bielma, I prefer he focus on one sport in this demanding time. It is amazing that he's that good, though, to be considered like that. All right, we'll be back. The news is next. It's ESPN 93.5.
Attention drivers. When it comes to your car, trust matters. That's why savvy drivers choose PDR Automotive for top-notch service and unbeatable quality. From routine maintenance to complex repairs, their team of expert technicians has the skill and experience to keep your vehicle running smoothly. At PDR Automotive, customer satisfaction is their priority, and they won't rest until your car is back on the road performing at its best. Visit PDR Automotive in Urbana today, family owned and operated for more than 50 years. They're what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The man now charged with murdering 2 Israeli embassy aides in D.C. confessed, according to an FBI affidavit filed with the charges. The victims, a young couple, Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Milgram.
Sarah was somebody who really cared about building peace. She spent time in Israel studying friendships and whether friendships between Arabs and Israelis could lead to promoting peace.
That's National Council of Jewish Women CEO Sheila Katz at a vigil in D.C. A third woman's accused of helping a New Orleans jail escapee.
Connie Whedon faces a felony charge along with 2 other accused women arrested on charges of being accessories after the fact. A maintenance worker also arrested shut off water to a cell that the 10 inmates used in the escape by removing a toilet from the wall. He claims he did it under the threat of being stabbed.
Fox's Chanley Painter, 5 of the 10 are recaptured. The breakout was a week ago today. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois turkey hunters coming off a record-breaking season. Hunters harvested a preliminary total of just over 18,000 wild turkeys during this year's spring turkey season that broke the previous harvest record last year. There were 7 tornadoes confirmed in central Illinois Tuesday as storms rolled through. One of the hardest hit areas was Vermilion County, where 3 touched down. National Weather Service says one of those tornadoes was an EF1 south of Armstrong and Potomac and on the ground for about 5 miles. An additional EF0 tornado confirmed south of Penfield. 3 EF unknown tornadoes confirmed near Paxton, Latham, and Oakland. A bill heading to the governor's desk would require seatbelts for all new Illinois school buses. The legislation could mandate that any school bus manufactured in Illinois have 3-point seatbelts starting in 2031. State reps say the change is solely about student safety, as lawmakers on both sides want kids to come and go to school safely. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. We check your weather. Meteorologist Greg Solier brought to you this morning by Kramer Siding and Window.
Your premier provider for home improvements. If you're looking to host some parties and you're thinking about the outdoor area, boy, you can get some really cool stuff as you visit KramerSiding.com.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign and vicinity, and better weather news with that Plain States Corn Belt weather system organizing to the west, taking a little more of a southerly route, and hence most of the organized rainfall as well, but still some big rainfall numbers expected closer to I-70 on southward as it applies to the southern and southwestern Corn Belt. Today, though, rain-free, partly cloudy skies, some patchy fog early on, more sun than we've seen in a while, maybe a sprinkle east of I-65 up to about 68 this afternoon, light northwest to west wind, fair to partly cloudy tonight down to 45. For the day tomorrow, partly sunny, the high around 70 with a northeast to east breeze. Clouds increase tomorrow night, lows down to 48, and mostly cloudy on Sunday, variably cloudy on Monday. A shower or 2 in spots both morning and afternoon. Far from complete coverage now here. Better south and southwest of Champaign. 66 on Sunday, up near 70 on Monday. Sprinkle Tuesday, 68, and dry weather. The beginning of a pattern shift around here Wednesday to Friday next week with highs in the low to mid 70s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance. A new front door can instantly upgrade the look of your home and make it more energy efficient. The Kramer Siding and Window team can also install French doors to your deck or patio, welcoming the outside in, or storm doors for an extra layer of protection against the elements. The estimate is free, financing is available, and the business is local. Schedule your beautiful new door today and save 25%. Call us, click on KramerSiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
Hark, there be a barge of overseas appliances, overpriced tariff-laden goods. Unload quick! We don't have any other choice but to pay the high prices.
Sure we do.
Well, if my eyes don't deceive me, it be Paul Rican from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. What speak ye about saving money?
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, you don't need to worry about overpriced tariff goods. We are stocked with pre-tariff inventory.
You don't need me overpriced appliances from overseas?
Nope, we're good. We even have Speed Queen in stock made right here in the good old Midwest.
You want none of it?
We have 2 warehouses full of pre-tariff inventory and a service department to repair your existing appliance if you want to save even more money instead of buying new.
Well, I'll be. Can I interest ye in me lobster bisque?
Well, it is 9 a.m.
You got to try me lobster bisque.
Okay, all right, I'll get some to go. Take credit card?
With a 5% service charge and sign here for a minimum 30% tip.
Wow.
When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
All right, it is Friday. It is May 23.
Yes.
And Ducey's here. We got a 3-day weekend, which feels pretty good right now, actually. 3-day weekend. You sleep in maybe past sunrise.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. All right, Brother Johnny is in Colorado today, and he is in what town? Where are you?
It's Longmont, Colorado, right near. We can get to the Capital Grill restaurant in Denver in 30 minutes, for instance.
Okay.
So right, basically Denver.
Not as close as Estes Park, where you were up there a little further north.
Yeah, it's another. Yeah, to get from here to Estes is about 40 minutes.
Okay. All right. It's a nice spot of Colorado. You flew out of the Indianapolis airport. What was your thought?
Unbelievable. See, now it wouldn't be so bad if they were all like that. And that wasn't that crowded, and they had it together. And real nice airport, real nice. By the way, when you come into Indy, you can walk across to get your rental car. Okay.
Okay.
Because our flight was $225, and our trip to get the rental car was about 50 minutes. You know,
okay.
it's like
all right.
okay,
yeah.
all right, yeah. That's all right. That's in Denver. In Denver, yeah, because you got the big vans you wait for, and then everybody, you know, it's a trek to get your rental car.
Yeah, you got in Phoenix. I know you take a shuttle, and there's 6,000 cars over there. But it's just, oh my gosh! So you got to leave 2 or 3 hours before your flight to just get your rental car back and all that. Woo! All right, so we had. Did you see any of the Oval Office of the South African president?
You know what? I just have been moving around and did not quite see what was going on, Steve.
You just better be careful when he invites you to the Oval.
No kidding. Yeah.
So this is
Zelensky feels better though.
The what? What's that?
Zelensky.
Yeah, right. No, they were the South Africans kind of coming to talk, and he asked the guy from South Africa, who is, you know, Donald Trump needs to get out of our business guy that was on YouTube talking like that. Anyway, he wanted to meet the president, you know, trade and all these other things. So he gets in the Oval Office, and for the first time in the history of the United States, Donald Trump, you know, was fairly, you know, gracious initially. Then he started asking about why all these white farmers are being assassinated and their land's being taken.
Okay.
And so he said, we don't do that, Mr. President. Okay, dim the lights. He's dimming the lights in the Oval. And the cabinet that's with him, South Africa, doesn't even turn around. They don't want to see it.
Right.
They're going down that road with 1,000 crosses of all the farmers that have been murdered and their land taken. And they show the clip of the guys dressed in all the red chanting, "Kill the boar, kill the farmer." You know, they're chanting that at a rally with 50,000 people. So he says, now they're seeking refuge in the United States. You got to stop this, right there. So it's unbelievable that this president essentially shows the world pretty much everything. You can watch everything. Watch cabinet meetings. It's a master class in meetings.
In the Oval Office, there was quite a crowd. I did see that.
Yeah, it was jammed in there. And then the guy from NBC, right after he's showing all of these crosses and all that's going on with the murder, Peter Alexander, NBC's first question is, what about that plane you accepted from the Kotai? And
I know.
He says,
"Oh
my!" And he goes, "What kind of stupid question? I just told you about these people being murdered." And he had all this material and articles of the guys being murdered and their land taken, and AP's reporting it. And of course, the press, ABC, NBC, CBS, all said unsubstantiated claims that the farmers are being murdered. It's just not unbelievable.
Well, they're not going to substantiate them either. But what did the president of South Africa say?
Well, I said, where is this, Mr. President? I want to know where this is. I mean, you can't say much.
Right.
So they did meet for 3 hours after. I don't know exactly what the conclusion was, but boy, the world got a look at that. And Peter Alexander, the president, he kept coming back to him going, some stupid reporter like that, you're just not smart enough to be a reporter. And he's just pounding on him. And Greg Gutfeld last night on his show said, we don't deserve Donald Trump. We don't deserve him. It's so funny.
No, I'll tell you, it's a different... It's a different picture, and I like it because it is transparent, and he's trying to do, I think, what's the best thing to do, like stop killing. I think stopping killing is good.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Ukraine and Russia just did a prisoner swap. Is that leading up to a little more conversations?
I mean,
perhaps?
that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, he wanted to stop it the first day.
Yeah.
And, of course, he's criticized. He didn't stop it the first day.
Yeah, I know.
That's another good one.
Yeah.
But he did say, I'm going to stop the first day. And he's tried. He has tried. And he's still trying. But that's a tough one.
No,
I don't know. What do you do with a Putin? What do you do with him?
I don't know. All right, so in Chicago, I'd said earlier here in the program that I really missed Lori Lightfoot. And so here's the resistance, essentially African American resistance against Brandon Johnson, who is the mayor of Chicago. The woman's last name is Carter.
Don't want anybody who crossed over here illegally unvetted. I don't want them in my community. So you call me racist because let me say, the Democratic Party is so far from reality. They go in their gated communities. I don't see any of those people that's advocating to keep these people here. I don't see them in their house and their communities. They don't have them around their children or their husbands, but yet and still they're advocating for us to allow this in our communities around our kids and our families.
I don't know what creeps me out more about Brandon Johnson. I think it's his expressionless. There's no expression. He listens to all of it and doesn't have any expression.
That fellow American that we just heard had it right, just nailed it. And why haven't vetted people coming in? And, of course, if you do remember, they took some there in Martha's Vineyard, Steve. Remember when they took some of the...
But 56 of them.
48 hours, they were all cleared out.
Yeah, you don't get to go to Martha's Vineyard. That's right. Hey,
so take them back to Chicago. Live in Illinois there. That's where they have a right to be with due process. But they don't even know English, and they don't know the Constitution, and neither do the people advocating for it, because that's for American citizens. That's how we made it this far. We all at least agreed, okay, we're going to try to follow this. You have to at least do that, or you don't get the privileges. It's not that complicated, but it's definitely an agenda to disrupt the America we know, so they can transform it, recreate it into some sort of socialist totalitarian regime. And they're acting like they've already got it, and they're closer than you think, Steve. I keep reminding people, that was a joke with Kamala Harris. She only got 72 million votes.
Yeah, right.
Well, and that's what they've recorded, and it was 70 what? Trump got 75?
Yep, something like that. Yep.
So I don't chuckle as hard about the great big landslide, okay?
Yeah, well, Brandon Johnson is running for re-election, and we'll see if this resistance, which show up at all these meetings with Turn Chicago Red, is their motto. And he found out, Brandon Johnson did, and he's, again, very expressionless. And he found out that the Donald Trump administration is investigating the hiring practices of the mayor's office in Chicago.
Okay.
So here's the reaction from the mayor of Chicago.
We have always known who he has been. This is not a surprise. He's a monster. Period. We have the most diverse administration in the history of Chicago. And he is threatened by that. You can tell when someone is fearful is because they act out. We have a president that is screaming and having tantrums right now because we have an administration that reflects the city of Chicago, but he would much rather have administrations that reflect the country club.
Lori Lightfoot.
No kidding. 'Cause
My
I don't
gosh.
think he represents the city of Chicago at all. And it's interesting, Steve, if you're a monster, then it's actually rational to believe that anyone coming after you is a monster. So who's the monster is the question. But I don't see Trump throwing tantrums.
Well, what evidence is that he's such a racist? I never understood.
There isn't any. Well, if the evidence is simply that that's a way to discredit someone. They'll do it to everybody. They don't pick and choose. If you disagree with the political left, you are a racist. And we get that, but we're not racist, actually. We don't actually judge people by the way they look. The left wants us to, but they are the ones that are racist, but they call you a racist. We've been through this for years, and they're just doubling down on it. The question is, it'll be very interesting to see, Steve, because I've been very, very skeptical about the voting system in Chicago. You hear me complain about it in a lot of places, but Chicago might be just about as good as it gets when it comes to delivering a vote. And I think if you can see a guy at 12% win, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. And so, but I wouldn't be surprised if he wins that race. When is it?
It's in 2027. Rahm Emanuel doesn't rule out another mayoral run.
Rahm Emanuel could beat him.
Illinois Secretary of State Alexis Giuliani.
He
also
totally could beat him.
On the list of possibilities.
That's how it works in Illinois. Is you got to go through the Secretary of State's office. That's what George Ryan did, and it was, quote, an insider told me it was, quote, his turn.
Well, I mean, whatever, but Rahm would be better than this guy.
No, I mean.
Now, Rahm Emanuel might run for president, so I don't know if he's going to go for mayor of Chicago.
Well,
It'd be better for the state of Illinois if he did.
He'd win. I don't think there's any doubt.
I think that's right.
All right, so here's an African-American woman. This is just to go back to Trump's a racist thing. Here's a woman who told a story that Trump's never told, but I found it pretty interesting.
Trump saved my life, literally. My dad and my mom passed at the same time. I was in a bad place. I was going towards the Brooklyn Bridge. Don't ask me why, but I was. Donald Trump was standing on 97th Street in Broadway. He was at a friend's birthday party. And when he saw me coming past, I was hysterical in tears. And he gently grabbed my arm. He was like, whoa, wait a minute, are you okay? And he said, well, I don't know what you're gonna do right now, but whatever it is, forget about it. Take it out of your head. Your mom and dad wouldn't want that. And he talked to me till I forgot all about what I was gonna do. So he said, let me pray for you. So when I went to get my keys out of my pocket, and I opened my hand, he had placed a folded up, real small, folded up $100 bill in my hand. Wow. I framed it, literally, and this is a true story. He saved my life. So anybody that has anything bad to say about Trump, dead it, because he's a good man. Trump saved my life.
That's the monster that Brandon Johnson.
That's amazing. That's an amazing story. If you told your NBC reporter about it, he says, yeah, but what about that plane?
Right.
Yep.
No, they'd say that's unsubstantiated. Well, the woman told, no, she's lying.
Right.
She's lying. They paid her to say that.
I think
it's unreal.
I think Fauci had the best line that the politicians never picked up, which is, yes, that's anecdotal. And I call it a Fauci anecdotal, which is an absolute irrefutable fact that you don't want anyone to believe, which is a Fauci anecdotal.
Well, I mean, how come that has never heard? Nobody's ever heard that story.
No kidding.
Why?
Where'd you get that?
It
anyway?
was on social media. They were interviewing people and found this woman, and here she is telling a compelling story. Let me pray for you. Nobody's ever told that story.
No, that I hadn't heard, and I just that seems like more of the Trump I see. And he tells his story about the ice rink, which isn't, quite as humanitarian, but it's just a really nice story about the New York City being unable to build an ice rink in the park. And he
built it in a few months, right?
Yeah, he had to get permission, and at first Mayor Koch said no. we got this. And then a few months later, oh, you go ahead if you think you can do it. It was about 6 months before them. They've been working 2.5 years on it. So, but that was the kind of thing that he really has a really, really good side to him. And yeah, you don't want to get on his bad side, but he's open about it. He's not very diabolical, is what I'm going to tell you. And I think some of our other leaders on the far left are very diabolical, very deceptive. And like I think Gavin Newsom's a little diabolical. So now he's going to try to change his stripes, and we'll see how that works. But I think we'll hear a lot more about it.
Well, the big beautiful bill got through the House, Johnny, 215 to 214.
Wow.
And Barry Goldwater always said, you serve your country first and your constituents second. He thought that you need to, and again, based on what's at stake, if you don't get this thing through, you're probably losing the midterms, which takes us down that path again of the far left, which I don't think most of Americans do not want that. So it was really critical, but Mike Johnson got it through in the wee hours of yesterday morning.
That's amazing.
And so they beat their Memorial Day deadline. They're trying to get the Senate on the page. July 4th is the goal. And it's no tips on taxes, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no 65% tax raise if you cut the Trump 2017 tax cuts. If you don't extend them, that's what that would amount to. And yet all the Democrats, not one of them, even though Kamala Harris wanted no tax on tips, all the Democrats want the other way.
Well, they're going to be doing that for while Trump's in, I think, unless they lose the midterm. And then I do think you'll see, okay, the progressives have to go because usually the party that's out wins the midterm.
Yep.
But I do think Trump would have a chance even if that bill doesn't matter. What are they saying about it was the House that was going to be the big problem?
Yeah, so they are, but the Chip Roys of the world have, begrudgingly they did this and did that, and they kind of got it through.
What are they saying about the Senate?
Well, they said, Chip Roy said yesterday, Senate better not add more money to the deficit. It's going to be a problem. So I don't know. Who knows what the Senate's going to be doing? They got a 53 to whatever, 47 advantage, but you got your Mitch McConnell, who's essentially not there. And then you got Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, and then you got your guy Bill Cassidy in Louisiana. Who knows? I don't know.
Bill's all right on that. But I got to tell you, after 60 years or so paying some attention to this, I'm still not sure quite how it works because they can still have a little bit of back and forth, and then I don't know if there's room for reconciliation. I thought they already did all that, and is it just a straight vote now?
I think they vote, but there's going to have to be some tweaks, and then I think the House would have to approve that.
Yeah. That's exactly.
And it was 215 to 214, and a guy like Tom Massey from Kentucky was no, and so was one other guy. And so they asked Caroline Leavitt if they should be primaried, and the president believes they should. Well,
I think that you fight for what you really want, and then you look at what happens if I just hold the line on this. It's the worst case scenario. You got to have that kind of compromise, or we can't live together. That's we all do want to kind of live together, and we know we all disagree on certain things. I can't see going to the mat like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the Democrats rationalize all those good things that are in that bill. And, it's different. But how do you rationalize? It doesn't matter what I think. I got to go with the party. And the party's telling them this is what the country wants. And the country's telling them, no, it isn't.
Yeah.
So it's quite a circus.
Well, and it's called I don't want to be primaried. If you move off the Democratic line, I think you get primaried. So.
Well, why? It's not that great a job. I don't know why you would be that terrified of that.
Yeah, well, it's power, it's money. Who leaves Congress poorer than when they go? Man.
Well, the way I look at it is if you really want the job that bad, you shouldn't have it.
That's right. It's just like when they said for the Pope, if you go in a Pope, you come out a Cardinal. You just got to want to serve your country. And here, before we let you go, because you hadn't heard it, one more time.
Trump saved my life, literally. My dad and my mom passed at the same time. I was in a bad place. I was going towards the Brooklyn Bridge. Don't ask me why, but I was. Donald Trump was standing on 97th Street in Broadway. He was at a friend's birthday party. And when he saw me coming past, I was hysterical in tears. And he gently grabbed my arm. He was like, whoa, wait a minute, are you okay? And he said, well, I don't know what you're gonna do right now, but whatever it is, forget about it. Take it out of your head. Your mom and dad wouldn't want that. And he talked to me till I forgot all about what I was gonna do. So he said, let me pray for you. So when I went to get my keys out of my pocket, and I opened my hand, he had placed a folded up, real small, folded up $100 bill in my hand. Wow. I framed it, literally, and this is a true story. He saved my life.
Well, that's amazing. And I'll point out, totally speculative, that he probably stepped out of the party because it was getting a little later and he was the only one in there not drinking.
True.
That's still
true.
one of the biggest surprises to me, Diane, is that Donald Trump never done. A New York developer.
Because of his brother, I guess.
Brother Fred.
Problem.
Yeah. Brother Fred is an alcoholic and died.
Yeah, right. But that's still amazing to me. Because I mean, we have a lot of social alcohol in the world and in around Champaign, and every now and then I might be seen to have a drink, but I can't believe Donald Trump. No, I drink probably more than I should, Diane. So
that's okay.
But no, it's a discipline, and it is good. And Steve doesn't drink very much, and you feel good when you don't drink.
That's right.
Yeah.
Of course, you do feel good when you do drink sometimes. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what my husband said on our first blind date together. Is I've never been drunk, and it just doesn't make you feel very good. It's not very healthy.
Pretty common sense there.
That makes sense.
And I'm not anti-drink. I just don't. You don't operate a vehicle or a heavy piece of equipment. I mean, you just whatever you want to do. If you want to get so drunk that you want to throw up and not remember stuff. But I mean, I will point out I have been drunk in my life, and last time, I was a teenager.
Down in New Orleans.
Well, that was one of them. That was one of the three times. Bobby Daly's wedding, I was 16. They had free-flowing champagne.
That's right.
And then class picnic with Chuck Oberline, and then with you, Johnny, in New Orleans at Mardi Gras. That was it. That was the last time. Except when I accidentally drank mixed drinks on a cruise ship with our people that travel with us, and when I was brushing my teeth with sunscreen, I deserved it. So anyway. It only took Janet till the next morning to tell the whole group. Anyway. But I was mixing drinks, and then I had a cigar, and that was a mistake.
Oh, that was probably what did it.
Yeah, I don't have any idea. So anyway, it's Donald Trump does not drink, and I love that. And yet the people that just heard that story that are anti-Trump will somehow discredit this woman.
No, they're going to just simply say that it's an anecdotal tale. There's no real substantive evidence.
No evidence.
That's all they say.
Yeah, I know.
And it's really chilling sometimes when they keep. It doesn't matter what they see.
No.
Whether it's the little boy that got the Secret Service thing that was recovering from
unbelievable,
cancer.
touching.
And that's when they'll come up with something like, but he took that plane from Kuwait. And
that's right.
And it's like, what is wrong with saying that was very nice? I don't like Donald, but that was very nice.
Yeah,
What's
exactly. Because you can't if you're going to be a progressive, you can't do that. It's against the rules. Johnny, thank you. Have fun in Colorado. Enjoy. You had a good birthday with your son Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew's birthday yesterday, and we got in time to see Olivia playing the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade concert. Actually, she's in 5th.
Wow.
And concert band and orchestra. Unbelievable. Plays the flute. I was so proud. That's my Olivia.
That's right. That's awesome.
Love it.
Well, have fun. Be careful. Talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, Stevie, Diane.
Brother Johnny out in Colorado, ESPN 93.5.
Adam had texted in about the savings accounts with MAGA. Had you heard anything about that?
Savings accounts with MAGA.
It looks like on an online search, it's a account pre-funded $1,000 for each child born from 25 through the end of 2028, but getting a thumbs down from financial experts at this point.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that idea.
All right, the news will be next. 217-359-2255. That is the Fisher National Bank text line. We'd love to hear from you. Anything we've said so far, you're welcome to comment. And we will be back. The news will be straight up in 1 minute. It is 7:59 on this Friday, May 23. Attention all truck drivers. Looking for a new opportunity with great pay and amazing benefits? Gale Frericks Trucking has got you covered. Join their team, receive a $4,000 sign-on bonus. That's right, $4,000 just for coming on board. Plus, enjoy a $1,200 gross weekly pay guarantee. Drive their state-of-the-art Freightliner Cascadia trucks equipped with a revolutionary system designed to reduce weight and downtime. Get home every weekend and some nights during the week with paid vacations and holidays. They offer company-sponsored health insurance and all the benefits you deserve. Regional drivers get first priority. Don't wait. Apply in person at Dedicated Diesel, 1313 Triumph Drive, Urbana, or call Tim at 765-505-1295. That's 765-505-1295. Start your journey today with Gail Frericks Trucking. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
New Trump tariff threats. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The president posted them this morning on Truth Social, and one in particular is moving the stock markets. Dow futures down nearly 500 points after he recommended a 50% tariff on European Union imports starting June 1st, calling the EU difficult to deal with.
Highlighting, quote, trade barriers, VAT taxes, ridiculous corporate penalties, non-monetary trade barriers, monetary manipulations, unfair and unjustified lawsuits against American companies.
Fox Business Network Cheryl Cazzoni. In another post, President Trump wrote he expects Apple to manufacture the iPhones they sell in the U.S. in the U.S. iPhones made overseas will be subject to at least a 25% tariff. Harvard has just filed a lawsuit challenging a new Trump administration crackdown.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem accuses leaders at Harvard University of allowing violent activities and anti-Semitism to create an unsafe environment for all students.
They will no longer be allowed to participate in this student exchange visitor program.
Not only is Harvard unable to enroll future foreign students, but the current 6,800 foreign students must transfer, an agency statement says.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Harvard already sued trying to unblock frozen federal grants. Last night in Washington, D.C.
Sarah was somebody who really cared about building peace. She spent time in Israel studying friendships.
National Council of Jewish Women CEO Sheila Katz at a vigil for Sarah Milgram and Yaron Lashinsky, the couple who worked for the Israeli embassy, shot dead Wednesday night. The accused gunman's charged with murder could also face hate crime and terror charges. It's now a week on the run for 5 escaped prisoners in Louisiana who broke out last Friday. Another woman's been charged helping the fugitives, giving one of them cash.
This makes 4 non-inmate arrests so far. A source tells Fox the other 2 women are girlfriends of 2 of the fugitives. Jail maintenance worker Sterling Williams also faces charges for helping facilitate the escape. He says he did that under threat.
Nate Foy in New Orleans. America's listening to Fox News.
Not everyone who handles your personal information is as careful as you are, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the United States. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock will monitor hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. And if your identity's stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com. LifeLock. For the threats you can't control, terms apply.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in focus and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
2815 Old Jacksonville, Springfield. CordellCordell.com.
Before President Trump's new tariff threats, he posted about a new prisoner swap between Russia and Ukraine as he keeps trying to broker a ceasefire to stop that war.
Senior Ukrainian officials say the exchange of 1,000 prisoners from Ukraine and Russia has begun. While Moscow has not confirmed it, President Trump congratulated both sides in a Truth Social post. The swap was agreed to during last week's talks in Turkey. Those talks were the first direct peace discussions between Russia and Ukraine since the early weeks of the Russian invasion. And while Pope Leo says he's willing to host the next round of talks at the Vatican, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov downplayed it as a potential location, saying it would be, quote, a bit inelegant for Orthodox Christian countries to use a Catholic platform for the discussions. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Memorial Day weekend is here, and AAA predicts record travel with 45 million Americans going somewhere at least 50 miles away. Most by car, some will fly.
We're expecting more people to fly this Memorial Day holiday weekend than we did last year during Memorial Day holiday weekend. Pretty incredible when you consider that we've seen so many recent travel headaches when it comes to flying.
Lydia Hu at Newark, New Jersey's airport, where they had to scale back flights after technical glitches and air traffic control shortages. So far today, there are 50 flights canceled nationwide, more than 800 delays. In the NBA playoffs, another win for Oklahoma City.
The Thunder went up 2-0 in the Western Conference Finals against the Minnesota Timberwolves with a 118-103 victory last night. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who received his first MVP award before the game, scored 38 points. Jalen Williams added 26 and 10 rebounds. Chet Holmgren scored 22 for the Thunder, who will try for a 3-0 series lead on the T-Wolves tomorrow when the series shifts to Minneapolis. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight in New York. The Pacers lead the Knicks 1-0.
That's Fox's Jared Max. In hockey, the defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers shut out Carolina 5-0 to take a 2-0 lead in the NHL Eastern Conference Final. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois football public season tickets are sold out for the first time in at least 20 years. Illinois has sold over 34,000 public season tickets. The Fighting Illini's final season ticket total for kickoff against Western Illinois August 29th is expected to exceed 43,000. Well, a bill that would require seatbelts for all new Illinois school buses heading to the governor's desk. State House and Senate passed legislation that would require any school bus manufactured in the state to have 3-point seatbelts beginning in 2031. Supporters of the bill believe it'll improve student safety. Purple Heart Medal back with the family of a late World War II Army vet from Lansing, Illinois. Illinois' treasurer returned the medal to the grandson of Army Corporal Henry Vander Noord in Atlanta, Georgia. He earned the Purple Heart for wounds he suffered during the fight to liberate the Philippines in May of 1945. Have a safe Memorial Day. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Oh, good. The murderer of the two Israelis in Washington is from Chicago.
Yes, he is.
Elias Rodriguez?
Yes.
Chanting Free, Free Palestine?
Mm-hmm.
After he cold-blooded shot him down, then went back and shot him again. So he is eligible, apparently, for the death penalty. And Jeanine Pirro, the new U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C., I think is going to seek that. And I don't know what kind of trial or... Somebody said check the fundraising. I'd like to see if anybody gives this guy money. That'd be nuts.
Right.
He admitted it. He cold-blooded shot him.
Right.
Unbelievable. What do you say, Solier? Man, oh man, oh man.
It's just, horrific.
Horrific is correct. Well, okay, so we got the Indy 500 where 350,000 people will be trying to park in Bob's yard. And
Bob's trying to make a buck over here.
That is a Sunday. That's a Sunday.
Sunday event.
Yes,
yeah.
right around 12:45. But that's Eastern, so 11:45.
11:45.
Yeah.
They're going pretty fast.
Can you hear it this far west?
Pretty close if the wind's blowing. Yeah.
Last year's winning time, 3 hours, 12 minutes, and 4 seconds from Joseph Newgarden, who's won it, going for his third consecutive victory.
And what do they drink in the winner's circle?
Milk.
Now, could you have a choice of skim milk or 2% or 1% or whole milk? Or
well,
whatever they give you.
If you know you win, we have the wherewithal to say, make sure it's skim.
Right.
Can you get chocolate? Can you ask for chocolate?
I don't know. It's usually just old white milk. I bet it's whole milk. I don't know. Anyway, that's always a great trivia.
I haven't had that in ages. So.
Whole milk?
Yeah.
I know.
Good stuff.
But I remember, it just makes me think of milk break when I was a kid, and you'd sit at your desk, maybe put your head down for a few minutes.
Well, they give you, the Walter Beatty, it was a third grader, a big tall kid, third grade.
They do have 3 choices according to my online search of whole, 2%, or skim. The winner chooses their milk type before the race.
Okay, just in case.
Victory lane.
Well, good research. Walter Beatty.
So you fill in your application to do the run, you check off whatever milk type you like. It's just if you were going to win it, right?
That's right. Well, and when the tradition began, it was buttermilk, but that's no longer offered.
That's a little...
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, when Walter Beatty brought it into kindergarten class, I was pretty fired up because we liked milk, and I think I might have gotten chocolate. Because you had chocolate or white?
Yeah.
Remember those little plastic
little
wax
things,
covered
bend them back,
pints
try to
or
figure
whatever
out
they were.
which side to open.
Even kindergartners knew how to open that. It was awesome. All right, we go to our weather forecast brought to you this morning by Carl.
Well, you're spending more time outside, especially with this unofficial start of the summer this weekend for Memorial Day, and you need to regularly check your skin and talk with your doctor if you notice any changes. For more information, carl.org/skin cancer.
Okay, meteorologist Greg Solier, show me what we got for Memorial Day around Champaign County, sir.
Yeah, Diane brings a good point up about that sunburn. We're about a month away from the solstice, and if I get the math right, like not even 30 minutes you can come up at this time of the year with a nasty burn. So yeah, the proper sunscreen and blocking as needed, of which we're enjoying it this morning. It's not doing a whole lot on temperatures, but we're getting there. 50 Fort Willard and Savoy, same at Rantoul, 55 over at Danville, and a little knot of clouds as you get up northwest of the Kankakee, some high-level stuff back to the west, and the next weather system already cranking out showers and some thunderstorms from Big Sky Country down to central parts of Kansas and Nebraska. That's going to take more of a southeast orientation. So while there's rain in the forecast, not far-reaching or widespread or long-lasting, both here and at the Brickyard between Sunday and Monday. It's in the forecast, but a lot of dry hours expected. And next week we start that pattern shift, and probably the following weekend a little better feel for pool-related activities. And certainly going forward into June, there's dry time, a lot of it, and this slow build on heat as well from northwest to southeast. We'll head towards the afternoon high today of 68. That's still about 8 or 9 shy of normal. Partly cloudy skies. Fair tonight in the 40s. Tomorrow, some sunshine, and 70. We'll take that, but only in the 60s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And it's an iffy chance for some rain Sunday, Monday as well. We should be okay with the parade activities and ceremonies on Monday. And then after the sprinkles of Tuesday, dry weather next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, probably the following weekend as well, with high temperatures climbing through the 70s. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Wonderful, sir. We thank you and have a wonderful 3-day weekend, Mr. Greg Solier. Awesome dude and very, very talented. Well, a week from tonight will be the action auction that we've talked so much about.
Absolutely.
And I'm still looking at some of these items. The live auction items are off the chart. I've not seen ever in Champaign-Urbana auction items like this.
Right.
They worked for 3 years getting these together, and this is the Champaign Rotary that's putting everything into helping children read in Champaign County.
ChampaignRotary.info if you want to explore some options and get those tickets locked in. I'm sure they're down to the last few, and it's $150. It's a nice plated dinner, and I mean, there's just
open bar.
Yeah,
it's iHotel, the best.
Right, with Josh Whitman and his wife Hope being honored.
Yep, Josh and Hope are there, and
a spotlight in literacy in our community with Brooks from Brick.
But you got the Amalfi Coast, 8 people for 5 nights. This is Italian.
Mm-hmm.
You got the 8 people for 7 nights in Barcelona. You get to go to the Indy track and drive a BMW around the track.
Nice.
You got Costa Rica, 8 people, 7 nights. You got Croatia, 8 people, 7 nights. You got travel for 2 on an Illinois-sponsored charter jet to Washington to watch the Illini and the Huskies football 2025. Game is October 25, and the trip will be October 23 to 26.
Man.
And you're on the jet.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, yeah, can I sit by you? hey, are you a linebacker? Are you big? Yeah, I guess you can't probably do that.
Right.
The Masters Golf Tournament. Josh Whitman will take you and somebody else, 2 people, for the Sunday round and premium food with Augusta members, with airline included. It's a private jet.
Nice.
You're going to private jet it down to Augusta, and then you got to go Berkman's Place. And Mike Wallner at the U of I Golf briefed me on what that is, because he's been to it. And he said, outside of being in the Cubs dugout for another World Series win, it's the best sports experience of my life.
Wow.
He and his son Alex got to go down there. Greeting you at the door the one day was Condoleezza Rice.
Really?
Then it was Lou Holtz. Then it was Super Bowl champion Lynn Swann. I mean, big-time people.
Living large, baby.
Their green jackets. And I wonder if I bought my green jacket at Costco, if I could wear it, that'd be a little cheap. Anyway, so this is where you go, and it's not really where you view the golf game from. You kind of go at your home base. All the food's included, all the stuff, but it's like the members.
Yes.
Hi, how are you? Do we know each other? Anyway, you get a mingle, and then you walk the course and then go back there for food. It's just kind of your home base. I think it's off hole 5. And then you get into your car and you go back to the jet and you come home. How much would that go for? The jet alone, the charter jet alone, is probably $20,000 to $25,000 if you paid that. So how much will this 2 with Josh Whitman all day? I mean, it's got to go for a 50.
I would say 50 grand.
They're trying to raise 300,000. Okay, so how about this one? Napa Valley Vineyards with Brad Underwood and his wife Susan, and maybe the Whitmans. 2 couples for this. A tour of Napa Valley Vineyards, hotel airfare vouchers included, 3 days, 2 nights. August 3 through 6. What's wrong with that? It's on and on they go with the auction items for this event to raise money. Champaign Rotary putting it on every 3 years. These are extraordinary packages only because you've got Josh Whitman. Because he's helping you get these.
Yep, pulling some strings to help out Champaign Rotary. ChampaignRotary.info to get your tickets.
If you want to get your tickets, if you want to get information on this, I think you can bid online. But
That's
it'd be
right.
fun to be there. Anybody who's anybody's going to this. All right, let's check your sports headlines.
Fighting Illini men's golf team, ranked number 12 in the latest NCAA Division I team ranking, continues into its postseason with the NCAA Championship in Carlsbad, California, as an overall 11 seed in the 30-team NCAA Championship field. They claimed a share of the team title as they hosted the NCAA Urbana Regional at Atkins Golf Club a few weeks ago with top runner-up finisher, junior Ryan Boyce.
And you just have to get in the top 10, Diane. I think they play 2 days.
And it's the match play today. No, it's the stroke play today. And at 8:30, we're due to start our 18-hole round. And then Saturday, 8:30, 18 holes.
Must
Sunday,
be Pacific
18
time.
holes. Okay.
I don't think they're starting at 6:30, so it must be 8:30 our
It's
time.
6:30 a.m., 8:30 our time.
They're starting tee times at 6:30?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pacific time. It says.
That means you got to think about that now, because guys like an hour and a half warm up, and will there be light on the driving range?
So Sunday, 15 teams, 9 individuals advance to stroke play final.
Yep. So the top 10 teams, you just got to get top 10. It does not matter if you eke in and you're 10, because we were the number 1 team and lost. Stroke play is a whole different game.
Okay.
It's 1-on-1, 5 guys, 1-on-1. And you just try, every hole is a separate game. So I get a 5 on hole 1, you get a 4, you win that game. It's 1-0 Diane.
Okay.
And you just do that until you're mathematically eliminated for 18 holes. And a lot of times they don't go 18 holes. Sometimes it's like you're done after 12 because the guy has a 5-shot lead. You can't mathematically get back.
The Golf Channel will have live coverage on Memorial Day Monday, where the round 4 will begin at 12:30 Central Time.
Yep.
And the top 8 teams advance to match play, which will start on Tuesday.
Yeah, but we were number 1 in match play. Ranked 1 and lost. It doesn't matter. Match play means nothing. You just got to get in it and get hot. Make your putts, you win. That's all.
That's right.
Oh, come on, man. We're due.
We talked about Indy 500 happening on Sunday with the 109th greatest spectacle in racing. We also had NBA playoffs with Oklahoma City beating Minnesota 118-103. Thunder leading that 2-0. Pacers and Knicks tonight.
Yep.
Pacers on top 1-0. On Sunday, Game 3 in Indianapolis.
A crazy day in Indiana. Hey, Busey wants you to keep your mobile device safe. So use the passcode lock on your smartphone and other devices. Really hard to break into those. Just don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or something. Make it complicated a little. Log out completely when you finish a mobile banking session. And when you're in public places and spaces, be careful of people looking over your shoulder and all that. Be aware of shoulder surfers. That's what they're called. Wipe your mobile device before you donate it or sell it or trade it or whatever you do. Make sure it is cleaned up. And beware of the mobile phishing. You avoid opening links and attachments, which are very common. Busey promises to protect your info and identity by providing practical, effective suggestions for avoiding security issues and scams. You can go to moneymatters.busey.com for further resources, and they got a lot of them on there at Busey.com. So keep them safe. Busey for over 155 years, member FDIC. Weather this morning.
Go ahead.
Weather this morning brought to you by Kurt Lenschow, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there with Kurt Lenschow. We check meteorologist Greg Solier and your weekend weather, your all-important weekend weather.
Local everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana and vicinity. Well, a little more passing to the west and south of us here will be the next weather system via the Plain States. Not by far, but certainly lesser rain chances moving forward over the middle and late portions of the holiday weekend. Still on the cool side, but the start of a drier weather pattern the second half of next week with a slow uptick on temperatures. But at least it's turning to the right direction. Some patchy fog and haze around this morning early on, then partly cloudy, not so cool. 68 the high, bit of a light northwest to west wind. Tonight fair to partly cloudy, down to 48 for the low. Tomorrow partly cloudy skies, highs back up around 70. That's still about 5 or 6 shy of normal with a northeast to east breeze. Increasing clouds tomorrow night, lows down to 48. Mostly cloudy for the day on Sunday, variably cloudy for the day on Monday, the holiday. And again, a shower or two around both morning and afternoon. Far from complete coverages. Highs up to about 66 on Sunday, near 70 Monday, upper 60s Tuesday with a sprinkle chance, and highs in the low to mid 70s dry weather beginning Wednesday of next week. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
I'm Taylor Riggs, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Apple shares are down nearly 4%, and stock futures are slumping after President Trump proposed a 25% tariff on iPhones not made in the U.S. Apple has said most of the phones delivered in this quarter will be manufactured in India. The president has said that's not enough. China expert Gordon Chang says moving production to India and out of China is actually a victory for the U.S. iPhone manufacturing isn't easy to move, he says, and he suggests the president give Apple more time. Volvo Cars says its buyers will need to pay a large part of price increases related to tariffs. Volvo's based in Sweden, but is part of China-based Geely Motors. Ross shares are down 13%. The company says China is the source of more than half its goods. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda, invested in you.
Every hour of every day, Fox News Radio is there with the latest breaking news and information you rely on.
This is a Fox News Alert.
I'm Lisa Brady.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
With Fox News correspondents around the globe.
At the White House, Simon Owen in London.
On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The news that matters most to you. The top headlines, all in one place. Listen and follow the Fox News Hourly Update at foxnewspodcasts.com or ask your smart speaker to play Fox News.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Crystal Lake Park Family Aquatic Center opens May 24th. Open 7 days a week, 12:30 p.m. on weekdays and 11 a.m. on weekends. Lap swim is Monday through Friday, 6 to 11 a.m. Check out pool memberships and punch cards for extra savings, and be on the lookout for special days and promotions at the pool. For more information, call 217-367-1544 or visit urbanaparks.org. Urbana Park District. You belong here.
Sarah Champagne Managing Partner Ben Quattrone.
We're always looking for people. You can go online and apply on our website. We never know what we're going to need. We're always expanding. We're always building more and growing our business. If we don't need a person and they come along and we find out that they're an eagle, they're a star, we'll hire them. We'll put them somewhere and wait for the spot we're going to have them working.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now at Lands, it's a great time to buy a new Trane heating and cooling system. We are offering special financing or up to $1,500 off any qualifying Trane system. At Lands, we know what it takes to deliver exceptional comfort, and we offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you are thinking of a new comfort system, now is the time to buy. And remember, it's hard to stop a Trane. I'm Troy Lands. You can count on my company because you can count on me.
Hi, this is Ross Craig with Philo Exchange Bank. Do you need a loan? When it comes to personal or commercial lending, experience matters. Philo Exchange Bank is a different kind of bank with over 135 years of combined lending experience. Let us be your trusted partner. Unlike many other banks, our lending decisions are made quickly and efficiently within the walls of the bank.
Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Racing, racing, racing! Farmer City Raceway is your local award-winning dirt track with exciting Friday night lights illuminating the late models and modifieds going for the checkered flag for the win. Make arrangements to get in on the camping with great price points for pit passes and young fans, as well as veterans. Friday nights, the hot laps start at 6:30, then qualifying and racing action. Don't miss out on the fun at Farmer City Raceway. For details, visit farmercityracing.com. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
I have not been through campus since, but I know it's available.
Yep.
They got the blinking reds going.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to worry about a light. They're all stop signs now.
Lots of terrific restaurants to visit.
I actually wouldn't know that. I have no idea. I'm sure there
You
are.
say your friend Bruce.
Well, you got to go. I think he's in the basement of the Union. He's got an ice cream place now. What the heck's it called? It's phenomenal. Bruce Hink is one of the true innovators in business in our county and has been for 50 years. Started with Garcia's Pizza back in the day.
Yeah.
He's come up with Mia Zaz. That's totally Bruce.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, and it's very popular on campus. A ton of athletes go through there. But I'm trying to find
Pretty much kitty corner from the alma mater.
Yeah, kitty corner.
Right there in the
Yep.
thick of things.
Okay, I'm getting the name of his new ice cream place. Bruce is a great, talented, ridiculously sharp guy. There it is. It's just so innovative. It's down in the basement of the Union. It's ice cream. And Bruce, I'm not finding the darn name, but it's really, really good. It's just really, really good. But it's beautiful. But he ran Delights. Do you remember Delights?
I do.
Do you remember who was his first ice cream?
Could it be Smooth Freeze?
No. It's way more clever than that.
Okay.
Anyway, he you know who worked for Bruce Hink? Conan O'Brien's guy.
Is that right?
Andy Richter.
Andy Richter.
Scooped ice cream on campus.
Okay.
And Andy Richter made a career out of being the sidekick for Conan O'Brien.
Yes.
He worked at Saturday Night Live initially, but Andy Richter got a pretty good gig, but his biggest gig was Delights. So there you go. Anyway, custom ice cream. And it just looks fantastic. Anyway, Moo of I.
Moo of I. I love it.
Yeah, that's one of the posters. Maybe that's not the name of it. Anyway, it's awesome, and I got to get down there. But he's got it going on down.
Here's another one saying Moo of I at the Illini Union.
Yeah, okay, so Moo of I, and you can go get ice cream. Now I'd go to the Union for that. I would go to the Union for Moo of I.
Sounds good.
Moo of I. That's just what he does. And he's just so doggone smart. Anyway, he's been doing that a long time. All right, a news break and final segment for the weekend. We will be off Monday and then back next Tuesday.
And real quick, if you can help out at Grandview Cemetery with over 2,000 flags being put up, the little ones on the grave sites, that's on Saturday at 8 a.m. And Monday at 8 a.m., they have the huge full-size flags, the Avenue flags, over 200 of those. If you want to do that and help out.
Help out, and you just show up,
Just show up at Grandview at 4112 West Bloomington Road.
Okay, good to go.
Thank you.
828.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Crystal Lake Park Family Aquatic Center opens May 24th. Open 7 days a week, 12:30 p.m. on weekdays and 11 a.m. on weekends. Lap swim is Monday through Friday, 6 to 11 a.m. Check out pool memberships and punch cards for extra savings, and be on the lookout for special days and promotions at the pool. For more information, call 217-367-1544 or visit urbanaparks.org. Urbana Park District. You belong here.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Spring is here, and as the weather heats up, the sports action heats up at Circus Sports Illinois. From baseball to basketball to hockey, Circus Sports has it all. Circus Sports Illinois isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High betting limits, tight money splits, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for playoff futures or props on your favorite players and more, Circus Sports has you covered. Download the Circus Sports Illinois app or visit circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Stocks are down to start the day on Wall Street as President Trump threatens new tariffs on the European Union and Apple.
President Trump says on Truth Social that Apple should face a tariff of 25% for iPhones not made in the United States. A 25% tariff would significantly increase the price of iPhones. Ginny Kosola, Fox News.
There's a big Russia-Ukraine prisoner swap happening.
Senior Ukrainian officials say the exchange of 1,000 prisoners from Ukraine and Russia has begun. President Trump congratulated both sides in a Truth Social post. The swap was agreed to during last week's talks in Turkey. Those talks were the first direct peace discussions between Russia and Ukraine since the early weeks of the Russian invasion.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Harvard University is suing the Trump administration over a ban on enrolling foreign students announced yesterday by the Homeland Security Department. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, a bill that would require seatbelts for all new Illinois school buses heading to the governor's desk. State House and Senate passed legislation that would require any school bus manufactured in the state to have 3-point seatbelts beginning in 2031. Supporters of the bill believe it'll improve student safety. Purple Heart Medal back with the family of a late World War II Army vet from Lansing, Illinois. Illinois' treasurer returned the medal to the grandson of Army Corporal Henry Vander Noord in Atlanta, Georgia. He earned the Purple Heart for wounds he suffered during the fight to liberate the Philippines in May of 1945. Illinois football public season tickets are sold out for the first time in at least 20 years. Illinois has sold over 34,000 public season tickets. Finding Illini's final season ticket total for kickoff against Western Illinois August 29th is expected to exceed 43,000. Have a safe Memorial Day. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Are you or a loved one 65 and older and need to schedule your free annual Medicare wellness visit? An annual Medicare wellness visit allows you and your healthcare provider to establish a personalized prevention plan for your healthcare. Call your Christie Clinic primary care provider to learn more and schedule your free annual Medicare wellness visit. Stay well with Christie Clinic.
Make an appointment today at ChristieClinic.com and click on online scheduling. Take care of yourself and put your health first.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Here's a look at local news. A bill that would require seatbelts for all new Illinois school buses heading to the governor's desk. State House and Senate passed legislation that would require any school bus manufactured in the state to have 3-point seatbelts beginning in 2031. Supporters of the bill believe it'll improve student safety. Purple Heart medal back with the family of a late World War II Army vet from Lansing, Illinois. Illinois' Treasury returned the medal to the grandson of Army Corporal Henry Vander Noord in Atlanta, Georgia. He earned the Purple Heart for wounds he suffered during the fight to liberate the Philippines in May of 1945. Illinois football public season tickets are sold out for the first time in at least 20 years. Illinois has sold over 34,000 public season tickets, finding Illini's final season ticket total for kickoff against Western Illinois August 29th is expected to exceed 43,000. Have a safe Memorial Day. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign and vicinity, and better weather news with that Plain States Corn Belt weather system organizing to the west, taking a little more of a southerly route, and hence most of the organized rainfall as well, but still some big rainfall numbers expected closer to I-70 on southward as it applies to the southern and southwestern Corn Belt. Today, though, rain-free, partly cloudy skies, some patchy fog early on, more sun than we've seen in a while, maybe a sprinkle east of I-65 up to about 68 this afternoon, light northwest to west wind, fair to partly cloudy tonight down to 45. For the day tomorrow, partly sunny, the high around 70 with a northeast to east breeze. Clouds increase tomorrow night, lows down to 48, and mostly cloudy on Sunday, variably cloudy on Monday. A shower or two in spots both morning and afternoon. Far from complete coverage now here. Better south and southwest of Champaign. 66 on Sunday, up near 70 on Monday. Sprinkle Tuesday, 68, and dry weather. The beginning of a pattern shift around here Wednesday to Friday next week with highs in the low to mid 70s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm Beetlejuice, Greg Solier.
All right, well, I think comedy would be hard, and I know that people that do stand-up, the best stand-up guy for me right now is Nate Bargatze, because there's no crude anything, and he just has that look. This guy has been hammering and grinding for 25 years, and now he's reached the pinnacle, and he's as popular as I think you can be right now. Who's the guy that was at the State Farm? I like him as well.
Tim Gaffigan?
Jim Gaffigan.
Or Jim?
Jim Gaffigan is very, very funny, but if you want to be a comedian, you got to go grind it out these little clubs, and usually the F word is the shock word, and so common now.
I know.
And with society swearing more, I just don't like that part. But if you haven't ever heard Nate Bargatze, it's just so funny, because it's clean, but yet so dang funny with his look.
You might have to look that up. I know there is a person named Diane Ducey, and she spells it just the same, that is a comedian that's touring.
Really?
And somebody took a picture of the marquee and said, Diane, are you here?
Yeah, say, yeah, I am. Come on into the show.
I guess we look a little bit alike, too.
That's that funny.
So, but I just got a text about participating in something locally in Mahomet that's going on Saturday. But it looks like it's a panel or something of...
I don't know, but I give credit to anybody that tries stand-up, because I think it'd be absolutely frightening.
Right.
Because, you know, Jay Leno used to have... the Mahomet football coach, one of the guys that he would write jokes for him. And then what Jay Leno would do is sit in the room at 3 a.m. and pass them and read them and get the staff involved. I mean, then he'd go on the road. That's why he went on the road, to test the jokes. Then it'd make the Tonight Show.
Okay.
But you tested all of them over and over to see the reaction in different parts of the country. I mean, it's so hard. I think it's as hard as you can get in entertainment.
Fascinating to be a writer for some of the late night shows, though, and have that monologue. I mean, you have to be totally current. So you're just sitting around and kicking things around in the break room, I would think.
It's changed a lot. It's gotten way too politically slanted.
For sure.
It's way too democratically liberal, progressive. I mean, the top networks, they all go that way now. And I think, Johnny Carson was interviewed by Mike Wallace way back in the day saying, why don't you take a position on this? He said, that's not what I do.
Right.
That's not what I do. You want to make people laugh and have them escape from their political stuff.
Yeah, no matter what their political affiliation, you want them to be a fan, no matter who they're voting for.
Yeah, no, it's so funny. Nate Bargatze, you've not heard him?
Mm-mm. He's the one that has the bit about someone knocked on the door and everybody took cover behind the couch.
I think that's him.
I thought so too.
His tour is called Big Dumb Eyes, and he pokes fun at just how not smart he is. And so he never did college, but he that's a part of his whole thing. And his wife has a coupon and wants him to get 20 cents off toothpaste. And he says, I'm going back in there. I'm going to pay him more because I'm not coming home and getting those coupons. It's very funny. The way he does his comedy is if you go to YouTube, he's all over the place.
It's just like Mike and I debating about the gas prices. I'm like, why does Tuscola have it for $2.94? I'm going to drive to Tuscola. And he's like,
I was told it was Love's. Driving a
or the Road Ranger or
Road
somewhere.
Rangers, because they have so many truckers stop there.
Yes.
So I thought it was the city village thing where you could,
right, that as soon as we're in Douglas County, boom, let's save some money.
Yeah, but you don't drive there to get filled.
That's what he's saying.
Well,
is
15 minutes is
you're
all, but
spending as much gas, you're in your savings by going there to fill up.
Let's say your van gets probably a gallon of gas to go there and back. Right. And so that's $2.94, and you're paying $3.28 here. You're definitely losing on that deal. So when in Tuscola, you fill up.
That's right.
That's what you do. But
I mean, Nate, then in the concept of the coupons for his wife was kind of how I got to that point.
Yep. Anyway, if you want a pretty good laugh, it's for me, it's Nate Bargatze. I don't like being shocked into laughter. I don't like the super crude stuff.
Right. Well, the kids and I sitting around the fire and doing s'mores and things like that growing up, and I had all these Girl Scout stories that were, 3 to 5 minutes long, and everybody would be invested in it. And sometimes have a quick ending that would be suspenseful or something like that. So that kind of thing I feel more comfortable with simply because I've done that for 40 years.
Well, that's awesome. I think storytelling is an art too. Mm-hmm. That's a real art to captivate people. And it's way better. Johnny was talking about two of his grandkids that were here in Final for just a day. It was Lincoln and Lennox. Lennox is 9, Lincoln is 7, and they're allowed 1 hour of screen time a day. Mm-hmm. They're doing crafts. I went over there. They're playing Sorry, the board game.
Love it.
And they just don't do that.
Aiden's zone is Uno. We play Uno.
Uno's a great game. Mm-hmm. But just to get around and avoid the slippery slope of distractions like that and being able to converse and write letters and things like that, it's a lost art.
Yeah.
But to keep your kids off the phones and stuff like that is tough with everybody having one. So.
Well, and the headline these days is about your health and how much processed food, how much screen time, how you're not getting enough exercise. Are you over-medicated? All these things. And it's like,
Well, I mean, it's Mike Wallner over at U of I has lost a considerable amount of weight, and when he turns sideways, I don't even see him. Congratulations, Mike.
What's the key? More vegetables, more water?
I don't know what he's doing, but Mike Wallner has, and he and his wife have just done a wonderful job getting healthier, and it's
sure feels good if you can keep it.
No, it's tough, man. Most people gain it back. I know that. It's hard. That's just part of it, but it's a true commitment to get to that point and stay there. It's not easy. 8:43. Sarah Champagne's Ben Quattrone on keeping his employees.
It's got to be the place to work. We have to pay the best. We have to treat people the best. Some of the guys wanted to order pizza the other day. Well, we bought 30 Papadel's pizzas. BMW had the best month they've ever had. They said, can we have a cookout? Saturday, I cooked like 50 ribeye steaks. And they were expecting like cheese, burgers and hot dogs and stuff. Like, if I'm eating steak, you're eating steak. We both eat steak, we both eat hamburger.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com.
Tired of trying to keep up with Old Man Jones and his perfect lawn? Spring Green knows that we can't all spend hours a day creating that perfect shade of green, killing off all that crabgrass, and making sure every insect in the neighborhood doesn't call your lawn home this year. At Spring Green, they take the hassle out of your lawn headache with services such as lawn fertilization, weed control, grub and insect control, lime treatments, and even bush and tree care. Let the experts at Spring Green help you this season. For more information, visit them at spring-green.com. Spring Green, America's neighborhood lawn care team.
Time is running out to get your tickets to the Action Auction, supporting literacy in our community with books from Breck, as we honor Josh and Hope Whitman at the Champaign Rotaries event coming May 30th at the iHotel. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Amazing trip experiences and unique opportunities for the Illini fan to bid on. Go to our website now and find out more details at champaignrotary.info.
We jump to sports headlines with Diane Ducey.
And take note, Champaign-Urbana. See You in the Caribbean fans will recognize the boat drunks that do a lot of Jimmy Buffett songs in the Caribbean salute tonight. And the Cardinals are giving away a large brimmed straw hat brought to you by Budweiser as they start up a series against Arizona. Here's your Redbird Recap.
The Redbird Recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
After losing 2 of 3 to Detroit, the Cardinals got the day off yesterday, and they get back at this evening as they are going to open up a 3-game series against the Diamondbacks on the mound tonight for the Cardinals. It'll be Miles Michaelis. He enters with a 3-2 record and a 3.77 ERA. The Cardinals have won Michaelis' past 4 starts. He's earned the victory in 3 of them. Career against the Diamondbacks 2-2 with a 3.26 ERA. Former Cardinals farmhand Zach Gallen is going to make the start tonight for Arizona. He is 3-5 with a 5.14 ERA. This is going to be his 4th career start against his former organization. His numbers against the Cardinals, 1-1 with a 3.12 ERA. Tonight's first pitch at Busch Stadium scheduled for 7:15. That means our coverage gets underway at 6:20. For the St. Louis Cardinals Radio Network, I'm Matt Pauley.
The Cubs are starting up a series against the Cincinnati Reds in Cincinnati with a 5:40 first pitch. The Cubs using Matthew Boyd on the bump and Hunter Green for the Reds. Stevie, with your interaction with some of the Reds players, with your son-in-law, Jacob Hurtubise, on the team at one point, especially at the beginning of the season.
Been on there twice and then now back AAA. And I've met a lot of them. And they're just guys, right? I mean, it's unbelievable to think that they're at that level to be able to be a professional anything, professional baseball, hockey, basketball. I mean, it's unreal the level you have to be at that level. But Hunter Green, I did meet and chatted with him for a few minutes. He'll be on the hill tonight against the Cubs. And it's an important series for Cincinnati. And Cincinnati
they're 25-26 on the season. The Cubs are 30-20.
Well, they lost 2 series in the last 3 weeks to the White Sox and the Pirates. That's bad. Sometimes they just
kind of a hitting slump.
Well, they don't. I think they're the team with the most shutouts in baseball. They've been shut out 8 times.
Oh wow!
They're struggling.
Okay,
they're struggling with their hitting. Some nights are really fine, but the other nights are like they can't get a hit. So, I don't know.
Number 11 seed Illinois Golf with 30 teams in the NCAA championship that's started up minutes ago in Carlsbad, California. NBA playoffs at Oklahoma City leading that series 2-0 after their win over Minnesota yesterday. Indiana Pacers up 1-0 in that series. They'll be in New York to face the Knicks this evening. Always fun to watch games at Pia's 1609 West Springfield Avenue. By the way, Game 3 on Sunday with the Pacers hosting the Knicks. There's a lot going on in Indy on Sunday with 350,000 fans, the first sellout since 2016 for the 109th greatest spectacle in racing.
Trying to figure out where would a guy find scores for Illinois. I don't see GolfStat as active as it used to be. On
and
everything.
Last time it was that chipped.
Clipped, wasn't it?
Clipped. I thought it was a chip because you chip in a shot, right?
Yeah, but it's called clipped scoreboard.
Okay.
Clipped.
Okay.
Like get your hair clipped.
Okay.
So let's see if Clipped has it.
CLIPPD.
Yeah, it's on Clipped, folks.
Okay, there we go.
Wow, what happened to GolfStat? I don't get it. So the Fighting Illini.
They'll be playing all weekend, and then on Tuesday is the semifinals that'll switch to that match
Stroke play. It says Illinois tees at 307.
Oh.
I don't get it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's 30 teams, so maybe we're just not out of the gate.
Well, I see out of the gate earliest is 9:25. Anyway.
Okay, and it could be that they've adjusted some things with weather? Or...
I don't know. I would think that you're starting that early. You said 6:30. I thought that's awfully early. Why would they start so early? Anyway, I don't know. I'll just try and follow it on the clipped scoreboard.
That's right.
Okay, it is ESPN 93.5. You've heard about the doggy bag, right? From Bulldog Disposal Muhammad, a 6 cubic yard canvas bag that can be used for easy cleanup instead of a big dumpster. The one-time use bag is now available, and you can save the delivery charge. Get the doggy bag at Do It Best Hardware in Champaign at 107 West Springfield. So fill up the bag, call Bulldog Disposal, have it disposed of, and you'll be organized. Go to bulldoggybag.com for all the details. That's bulldoggybag.com.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
I was born in Louisiana.
July of 1936, the world welcomed George Buddy Guy.
Buddy Guy, that is.
Now, after live performances spanning generations, the legend says goodbye. Buddy Guy, the Damn Right Encore. June 24th, the Virginia Theater. Special guest, Taj Farrant. Tickets on sale now at thevirginia.org. From the Damn Right Farewell Tour comes the Damn Right Encore. Buddy Guy, live.
Got a plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical, or sewer problem? Look no further than Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. Locally owned and trusted, Fred's team of professionals is ready to tackle projects both big and small. Why waste time and money on complicated DIY fixes? Fred's experienced team will get the job done right, saving you time, stress, and cash. And when it comes to sewer problems, make sure you call Fred's for a second opinion you can trust. At Fred's, they do it all. No project too big, no project too small. They do insulation, repairs, replacement, and maintenance. And they now offer service agreements. For reliable service, professional expertise, and solutions that work, call Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric today. 217-586-3863. Or go to fredscu.com. You can always trust Fred's.
Log in every week. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign and vicinity, and better weather news with that Plain States Corn Belt weather system organizing to the west, taking a little more of a southerly route, and hence most of the organized rainfall as well. But still some big rainfall numbers expected closer to I-70 on southward as it applies to the southern and southwestern Corn Belt. Today, though, rain-free, partly cloudy skies, some patchy fog early on, more sun than we've seen in a while. Maybe a sprinkle east of I-65 up to about 68 this afternoon. Light northwest to west wind. Fair to partly cloudy tonight, down to 45. For the day tomorrow, partly sunny, the high around 70 with a northeast to east breeze. Clouds increase tomorrow night, lows down to 48, and mostly cloudy on Sunday, variably cloudy on Monday. A shower or two in spots both morning and afternoon. Far from complete coverage now here. Better south and southwest of Champaign. 66 on Sunday, up near 70 on Monday. Sprinkle Tuesday, 68, and dry weather. The beginning of a pattern shift around here Wednesday to Friday next week with highs in the low to mid 70s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm just Greg Solgay.
Well, tell me, Tim Onstad, how is it going at Gale Frericks Trucking?
Oh, we're busy. We're going gangbusters. We've got a new driver going through orientation. That leaves us one spot left for somebody that wants to get in on the action and make some money, be home, get some quality time. It's a great opportunity.
And the type of person you like hiring?
Honesty, integrity, like everybody else is looking for. That guy that wants to have a family life, but be able to make some good money and do the right things.
Are you looking for experienced drivers? And if they have a military background and things like that, that's always an asset.
We do need some experience. Of course, we like getting the guys 15 years in that know what they're doing, maybe have been treated bad by other companies and need a place looking for a home. If somebody has the basics, maybe a year and a half, has a military background, I'll count that as some experience because they're used to following the process. Oh, you can always email me at timo@gftlog.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
What is most important in your life? This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that can help clients like you realize your goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Make sure you honor the soldier, the veteran, those that gave the ultimate sacrifice this weekend. Diane, we thank you.
Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you. We'll meet again on Tuesday, God willing. Thank you for listening. I'm Stevie J. Have a blessed and long, relaxing weekend. Thank you.
At Christie Clinic, our commitment is for the care of our community. That commitment includes keeping care local, where our patients, their families, our clinics, and their hospital of choice are located. Our providers live and work here. It's their passion to care for their families and neighbors. Thank you for choosing Christie Clinic, your hometown provider. When you do, you support the health and well-being of your community. Make an appointment today at ChristieClinic.com and click on online scheduling. Take care of yourself and put your health first.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
The world is full of famous piles. Stonehenge, a majestic pile of rocks. The Great Pyramids, the Great Wall of China, a truly impressive pile of bricks. And then there's your pile, maybe not so famous. 2 Men in a Junk Truck can remove those not so famous piles of stuff you've collected. 2 Men in a Junk Truck, proudly part of the 2 Men in a Truck family, making space for what matters most. Schedule your pickup at 2meninajunktruck.com. Use code RADIO25 to save $25 on your next junk removal service.
It's better over here. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
Hark, there be a barge of overseas appliances, overpriced tariff-laden goods. Unload quick! We don't have any other choice but to pay the high prices.
Sure we do.
Well, if my eyes don't deceive me, it be Paul Rican from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. What speak ye about saving money?
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, you don't need to worry about overpriced tariff goods. We are stocked with pre-tariff inventory.
You don't need me overpriced appliances from overseas?
Nope, we're good. We even have Speed Queen in stock made right here in the good old Midwest.
You want none of it?
We have 2 warehouses full of pre-tariff inventory and a service department to repair your existing appliance if you want to save even more money instead of buying new.
Well, I'll be. Can I interest ye in me lobster bisque?
Well, it is 9 a.m.
You got to try me lobster bisque.
Okay, all right, I'll get some to go. Take credit card?
With a 5% service charge and sign here for a minimum 30% tip.
Wow.